What normal, everyday thing that people do or say gets under your skin? Starting to say something in a conversation just for someone else to cut you off and then you not being able to get in what you wanted to say before the topic changes. Then at the end of the night you're pretty quiet. You don't talk too much, do you? No, I do. I just don't interrupt people. Walking super slow down the middle of a grocery aisle. GRRRRRR. To add on, any path that anybody is walking, slow down. It isn't even hard to change. Just move to the side. Stairs, footpath, anything. There seem to be a lot of inconsiderate people out there. People making excuses for their shitty behavior and expecting everyone to just accept their shitty behavior. That's just how I am. And hi, I'm James, and I'm an asshole. So get used to it. Oh, HMM. I generally don't like assholes. Bye. Apostrophe. Mama needs wine. Or any variation. It's so tacky, but it makes covering your alcoholism sound so cute. I was getting sober and went into a self-imposed stay-at-home lockdown to avoid temptation or whatever. I went to the store to grab something, peruse the clearance aisle, and all the items were something like it's wine o'clock or it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it made me sad to realize how normalized drinking alcohol is nowadays. It makes sobriety that much harder when I'm just trying to get my target on. And something betraying like you'd screamed drink you alcoholic at school. Heavy drinking was in fact much more normalized in the past. Think of how people didn't bat an eye at heavy sustained drinking while pregnant. And look up how much alcohol people drank in average in the 18th century. And think of how in the past there were zero laws requiring drinkers to be a certain age. We are doing pretty well. Except for the mommy juice shit. That's annihilatingly annoying. Signed, a fellow alcoholic. And awesome job being sober. You rule. Mock or condescend someone for trying to do their job. I once had a customer condescendingly ask to speak to my husband because I wouldn't give his wife information she wasn't authorized to have, and he had to get on the phone to authorize her. No offense, but, and I usually reply with none taken. But deep down I'm offended. Okay. Oh, that must mean it's free. I'm a cashier / slams customer's head on scanner. Oh, it didn't scan. It must be empty. Apostrophe. Why don't I have currency to give you an award? I got you, friend. That's just the way I am. Grow up or worse. When they say I'm a bitch / asshole, admitting that does not excuse you or make you less of one. Again. Grow up grinds my gears even more when people say that's just the way it is. No, that's the way you accepted it to be, but it does not have to stay that way. Be better and work on fixing / correcting the problem. Edit wording, especially when it's something incorrect, usually in a bigoted context. I get bothered by the sound of other people eating, mostly the chewing part, when it's otherwise silent in the room and that's the only noise. I hate it. Same. Also with the obnoxious loud gulping sound some kids make when they're drinking. It makes me cringe. My dad either gulps or swishes his drink in his mouth, and hearing both makes me gag and angry. Reading this comment raised my blood pressure. Oh, I know I'm a bitch / asshole. I'm all for self-degrading humor, but I've known several people who have said this seriously, like it's something to be proud of. The steps are denial. I'm not a bitch / asshole. Anger. Call me a bitch / asshole one more time. I dare you. Depression. Being a bitch / asshole is society's fault. Bargaining. Fine, I'll only be a bitch / asshole every other day. Acceptance. Oh, I know I'm a bitch / asshole. People adding apostrophes to words that are plural words. Egg. Backquote taxes apostrophe. I swear every cafe in England sells panini's apostrophe. The greengrocer's apostrophe. Meant to warn the reader the S is coming up at the end of a word. I could care less instead of I couldn't care less. Where from it's pronounced. I can't care less. At her. As soon as I read this comment I knew I was reading it in my Yorkshire twang. Blessed. Blessed. We are blessed. Blessed written in cursive on a piece of wood somewhere. All of it. The more they say it, the more it looks like they are trying to convince themselves of it. Now, it's a humbler brag Look how great my life is. But this is okay to point out because Jesus. Sorry, I have no filter, no sweetheart. You just want an excuse to do/say whatever you want. I'm looking at you. Mother. I hate this too. And it makes you look like a prid, etc. If it's something you didn't want to hear. Or if it's inappropriate for the situation/company. OMG, I have crackhead energy. No, you don't. Your sense of humor is just screaming at random times and thinking it's funny. Crackhead energy is the new version of So Random XD, except it's somehow even more annoying because it's not exclusive to preteens. Looks at Lila Pichu. That's what a guilty person would say. Bitch. WTF do you think an innocent person would say? You say this. PLZ don't. It makes no sense. Reminds me of the cases where people said sorry after getting into a car accident and the other person tried to use that as an admission of guilt. Saying sorry does not mean it's my fault. In Ontario, saying sorry is legally not an admission of guilt. Same in a lot of countries. The terms girl boss or mompreneur. No, you're part of a pyramid scheme. Also honorary mentions to big girl/boy job and any variation of mama bear. Apostrophe. You're a mama bear, how? So you doubled your body weight in October, then went to sleep and gave birth sometime in December, then woke up in March and started scavenging rotting salmon from the riverbanks? Not covering their sneeze in public places. Same for cough. And also if they use their hand to cover. As someone who lives in an apartment complex, people who slam their fucking doors like they are trying to knock them off the hinges. I've been so tempted to knock on their doors and politely explain to them that a door closes just as well if you close it softly. On the other hand, I get annoyed by people who live in an apartment complex and expect everyone else to be perfectly silent literally all the time. Taking your example, if I slam the doors all the time, I'm the asshole. If the wind slams my door once and you already come knocking at my door asking me to stop, then you're the asshole who doesn't understand that shit sometimes happens. Currently, I despise all the phrases we're using in regards to the pandemic, unprecedented, the new normal. Can I offer you an egg? When they second guess even the most simple yes or no answer. Example, me, T, them, T, hey is there any pasta sauce in the pantry? After searching the pantry for 5 minutes. No. It looks like we ran out. T, are you sure? Yes. T, are you sure? Yes. T, stops what they are doing. I'm going to take a look. Returns from looking. It looks like we ran out. Lol. What? Internal screaming. This is why that happens. Me, can you get X from the pantry? Husband, I looked. We're out of XME. You sure? Husband, yep. Me, finds X in about 2 seconds flat. Husband, oh, I was about to say. This kind of exchange happens with my wife and me all the time, except she ends up finding what I insisted wasn't there. Asking me to like, comment and subscribe at the beginning or in the middle of the video. Solid. If I enjoyed it, I'll like at the end. You have to earn it first. I'm not going to like and subscribe just because you ask me to. That's exactly how I'm as well. When you're drinking from a water fountain and the person behind you says, save some for the fish. The ocean called. They're running out of shrimp. Oh yeah, really? Well, the jerk store called and they're running out of you. Eat with their mouth open / smack. Even worse, eating with their mouth open then denying that they do. We've sat at this light for 5 goddamn minutes. How are you not ready to go on green? Yes, and the quick lights that are in your area. Especially some left turn arrows. You know only like 6 cars get through before it turns yellow. But the front guy decides his phone is more important, so only like 3 get through. Hate that so much. Hate that fucking guy. Especially when they are the only one they managed to get through. When you can't get pregnant and someone says, well, if you quit trying then it will happen. Fucking seriously. Or everything happens for a reason. After a miscarriage. Like thanks. It all makes sense now. Well, at least you weren't too far along. You know, if it had been born it probably would have had health issues. Like I just wanted my kid. Hey, but now you know you can get pregnant. It was out of wedlock, so it's probably for the best. And my personal favorite, you just weren't ready. Same. Dude. Same. Oh, yeah. Got the first and third. The second is wildly inappropriate. How about now you get to have fun making another one? When people call me young man, it just feels needlessly belittling. Like, yes, I could recognize you're an adult with a career, but I need you to know you're still a kid to me. I'm closer to 40 than 30, look relatively youngish for my age, and still get called this by people who haven't been in the trade as long as I have. Fucking irritating. Especially because it's usually when they don't know what they're talking about. Sadly, irony is wasted on the ignorant. It's always the ones who know the least who condescend the most. People that come into my office 5 seconds after sending me an email asking, "Did you see my email?" If they follow up with "I just sent it," I generally throw them out and say I'm too busy right now. What is the fucking goddamn point of coming to me after the email? If it was truly an emergency, call me or stop in. But fucking knock and wait until I acknowledge it. This is the main reason why I want to stay home after the pandemic ends. Following up missed calls with "since you didn't answer my call" with a private MSG, ML, and before lockdown, in-person chat. Oh yes, sorry, I went for a piss / to eat lunch / was God forbid doing something else. Fuck. So what do you think you're going to do for work when you're out of school? Oh my god. I'm struggling with this every day and you're making me freak out, and now I have to save face and come up with something cool and probably end up lying to you just to change the subject. I'm never mad at the person. It's an honest question. Just the sudden spotlight on me. I can't handle, haha. I never really thought about this until I read an article saying millennials and younger folk generally hate being asked what they do for work. Though I'm a millennial, I love my job and can never wait to talk about it. It's like being a vegan CrossFitter for me, so I never thought anyone would be offended. I asked my best friend if he thought there was anything to the article, and he said absolutely. He hated being asked what he was going to do after college and now hates being asked what he does. He finds it extremely obnoxious. Since then I've stopped asking altogether and let it come up naturally in conversation, if at all. I think it's good people no longer feel the need to identify with their jobs. This is so interesting. I'm a millennial and I hate it when people ask me what I do for work. I have a really good job that pays well and is often sought after, so older folk are generally impressed when I tell them. I absolutely hate it though. I don't like talking about work when I'm not at work, and I don't like the idea of identifying with my job. I'm a lot more than I was do professionally. Saying literally in every sentence. 9 times out of 10 they're not being literal anyway. Also, could've. I hate people who do that, and I do it myself. I picked it up from other people and now it's hard to get rid of. You don't even catch yourself doing it. Also, like, when they use the word like in like every sentence. Literally. If you are new to Tattletale TV, please subscribe. I have new videos every day. Stay tuned right now for another